It's day 19 of our 4-week trip in Thailand, and this is your reminder not to follow strangers instead of signs. Today we decided to take a last minute trip from Koh Samui to Koh Phangan. We booked our tickets the night before on 1-2 Asia, chose the pier closest to where we were staying, and our boat was at 8 AM. We got there early, checked in, grabbed our tickets and made our way onto the speedboat. We only paid about £6 each for a return ticket, which was so cheap. The boat was completely full, but luckily the journey was only around 30 minutes, so it went quickly. As soon as we arrived, mission number 1 was to hire a bike. You're not really getting around Koh Phangan properly without one unless you want to spend loads on taxis. We handed over the 300 baht and headed to our first stop, Koh Samui viewpoint. And this is where that reminder comes in. It took us a while to even find the right parking spot. We went down a few roads that basically said bikes couldn't go down because they were too steep, so we kept having to turn back. Eventually we found where everyone else was parking and started walking what we thought was the trail. We didn't realise until we had finished, but there was a sign pointing right, and we turned left. Instead of even seeing the sign, we followed the people in front of us, and that was our big mistake. We ended up scrambling through what felt like pure jungle. There was no proper path, we were climbing up rocks. We ended up losing the people in front of us, so we were all alone, and we actually thought we were lost a couple of times. We had no idea where we were going. We just kept walking and hoping it would lead somewhere. Eventually, somehow, we made it to the main track again, but it didn't really get any easier. When we finally reached the viewpoint, the only way up was climbing around this tiny cliff edge using the flimsiest rope you've ever seen. And we were both in sliders, which were so slippy because of how much we had sweated from the trek. Everywhere online just showed you the viewpoint. They didn't show you that you'd be climbing up stuff to get to it, so we would have wore trainers otherwise. I ended up staying at the bottom and getting attacked by insects, still thinking about my bee sting trauma, while Harrison climbed up. Even he said it was sketchy, and he has zero fear. He actually ended up taking his shoes off because he was slipping too, and he walked along the edge barefoot. But the view from the top was unreal. It was really pretty, but the cliff is just a little thin walkway, and you can literally slip down either side. After that whole fiasco, we got back on the bike, and I will say riding around Koh Phangan is so beautiful. The roads and scenery are so much nicer than Koh Samui. Next we headed to Thong Nai Pan beach on the east side of the island. This beach was absolutely gorgeous, super chilled, much quieter and really nice sand. The only downside was that the water was quite rocky, so it's not the best for swimming, but if you just want to relax, it's perfect. Next we headed to Mae Had beach, which is on the west side. This one was so much busier and touristy. The sand wasn't as nice, but the water was way better for swimming. There's also a sandbank you can walk along towards a little island where you can do some snorkeling, but the water wasn't very clear, so we didn't see much, a sea cucumber and a few fish. After chilling for a while, we headed back to the pier and caught the 5:30 ferry. There were ticket options to stay later, but after being in the sun all day, we were definitely ready to head back at that time. We'd 100% recommend doing a day trip to Koh Phangan from Koh Samui. We didn't feel rushed, we saw so much, and you can easily tailor the day to be adventurous or chilled. So that was day 19 in Thailand. So save this post and hit follow to see what else we get up to back in Koh Samui.